Hello everyone, this is David. Let's work our way through this setup first. Go to File, Page Setup. Make sure your margins are all 1 inch on all sides. That's pretty standard these days. Click OK. When you're back onto your main page, go ahead and type in your identifying information, your name, course, date, all that kind of good stuff. Top left-hand corner is fine. That's MLA style, although we're not using MLA or APA. This is a business document, therefore not governed by those academic style sheets. Next, let's put in our title. We'll copy and paste here. And then let's style our title. One of the differences you want to observe is the difference between display font and text font. So in addition to bold-facing this and increasing the point size, I'm also going to establish our display font, which is Tahoma. That is a sans serif font, meaning it doesn't have the little feet and lines and things on it that a serif font like Times New Roman has. So Times New Roman is going to be our body copy font, and Tahoma is going to be our display font. So here's another piece of display, a heading in this case. So we're going to boldface it. We're going to increase the size. And point size always has to be increased by at least 2 points, or else it will not be visually distinct for the viewer. Okay, so we got our title and our subtitle. We'll crank in a couple paragraphs. This is a business document, so you want to be using block paragraphs with double spacing between them. Let's do that again. We'll put in another subheading. Again, we're going to boldface it, increase the weight. We are going to increase the point size to where it's at least 2 points bigger than our body copy, 14. And we're going to choose our display font, which is Tahoma. Okay, and then we'll put in some more copying and pasting. This time we're going to put this copy into a bullet list. So let's just go ahead and highlight the entire list. Then go up to Format menu and click on the bullets. And the bullets go right on in. Now we're going to style these bullets by a little bit by going to the bullet dialog box. Let's put in a little color with the little window doohickeys there. That gives us a little bit of color, a little bit of distinction. Again, those kinds of choices are completely yours. Now, another thing we're going to do is take this list of inhibitors. Each one's identified by name: personal sensors, personal filters, noise, communication structure. Each one's identified by name. So we're going to give this list of names its own style. In this case, the style we're going to use, we're going to leave the same point size, but we're going to bold them, and then we're going to use a thing called small caps. Now you do this by going to the Format menu, Font, let's bold them, click on small caps, and boom, that's what we want. And so that gives us even more visual differentiation. The viewer will now see the list of the bullet list. Then the viewer will see how the name of each inhibitor also has its own style, and so we'll instantly know that everything in small caps and bold is a name of an inhibitor, and then the thing after that is the definition. Again, it's Format, Font, bold, small caps, OK. Do it one last time. You highlight it, Format menu, Font, bold, small caps, OK, and you're there. Okay, now that's a great looking list. We have the different elements of the list, the bullets, the names, and the definition all styled differently. Okay, let's go ahead and style this subheading here, Part 3, Application of Inhibitors. And again, it's our usual 14-point bold Tahoma. And we keep that consistent throughout. Now we're going to insert a table. We'll go to Table, click on Insert. This brings up the table wizard. And you should already know how the number of columns and rows that you need. We're going to have 3 columns and then 5 rows. Keep everything automatic. Click, and now the table will contract and expand according to what you put in. So we'll type in our table headings, the communication for one column, the inhibitor for the next column, the explanation for the third column. Let's highlight them. Now this is display copy, so we're going to center them, and then we're going to apply our usual display font to Homa. We're going to make it 10 this time because we want things in a table to be in a smaller point size than things in your regular body text. The next thing we're going to do is to go to borders and shading, and we're going to give our table some color so that those three different items, those three different columns, stand out from the headings for those columns. So I've colored the whole thing a kind of 62% gray here, and then I'm going to just white out where the copy goes, and that'll leave me a dark gray up there in my header row up top. Let's make those words stand out a little bit more. Let's go down to our type colors, and let's select white for our type colors, and there we go. Now we got a white on dark gray that stands out really well. Okay, let's put in our copy. As you'll see, the columns and rows expand according to whatever you type in. And we'll put in just some copy just to fill up the table here on our first inhibitor. You, of course, in your paper need to do 3 to 5. Now let's add some color to these columns so that we can distinguish the three from each other. Again, we select the column, we go to Format, Borders and Shading, go to Shading. Let's give it a kind of light yellow. Again, this is totally your choice depending upon the kind of audience you have. Let's do the same thing with the explanation over here. Give it the same color, a kind of pale pastel yellow. And then that white standing out a bit too much, so let's darken that just a little bit with some gray. Get that to blend in there with just a little bit of gray, 12.5%. And there we go. And that's a pretty good looking table right there. Not too happy with the yellow, but hey, let's move on, as they say. Now that I look at it, I'd probably go with different shades of gray. On the Part 4 assessment, we got one more subheading to do. Again, it's 14-point bold to Homa, bold, 14 point, and then we get our display copy to Homa. This time, we're going to go to Insert, and we're going to insert our page numbers. The page number dialog box comes up. We're going to put our page numbers at the top of the page we're going to use, but we don't want to show the page number on the first page. That is a kind of style convention that you do want to observe. But there's our page number. Double click on that, and that opens up the header box, and you've got this dialog tool now. And now you can type in your last name, you can type in the date, you can type in whatever kind of information you want in your header. But again, this is display copy, so let's highlight it. Let's go up and turn it into our display font, which is to Homa, and we want everything 9 point up there in that header so it doesn't take up too much space. Well, there you go, and good luck with yours.